Welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, I am probably wearing the same thing I was wearing in the last video. It was the same shirt, but it is a different day. It has been a journey, y'all. I had to take a break because I was just defeated. I felt, I don't know, so many emotions. Anyways, it is now after Christmas. Since then, I have went to Mexico, so I have a little bit of a tan. Um, but yeah. Anyways, Um, I don't know what happened, but I had recorded some of these and uploaded them, and for some reason it kept cutting off the last little bit. And then I was like, okay, it happened on the second video as well too. And so I was trying to figure out what happened. So, anyways, I just realized that I didn't have enough room on my drive, and then I was like, oh shoot, why am I letting all my videos go to this one drive that's basically just dedicated to my like computer, and then I have other hard drives on here that that it meant to go to, and I just realized it was in the wrong place. So I don't know if it was like having an issue with space or what. But anyways, it kept cutting off like the last 10 minutes of the video. So I'm like, oh. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna move it over. And I didn't double check to make sure that it had fully copied over before I deleted it. And so I deleted it thinking it had done it, because it said it was done. And then I looked and saw that it didn't. I tried to, and because the files were so big, it just deleted it off my computer. I tried recovering them. I tried doing a whole bunch of things, couldn't get it done. It just wasn't happening. Anyways, so I am back to re-record these because I have to basically start from scratch. And the good thing about it is I joke about this all the time. I have the memory of a goldfish, like seriously. um, So I was like, if I just give it enough time, I'll probably forget and it'll just be like watching it for the first time again. Plus, I haven't watched it since then. And yeah, I don't know. And also, since then, I actually got Interview the Vampire on audiobook. And so I've actually been listening to it. It's actually what I listened to when I was traveling the whole time. Even when I was on the plane. At one point, I was traveling for 12 hours because we had like a really long layover. And I ended up listening to like I basically am almost done the book. Like it's a really long book. And so I was listening to the audiobook on the plane, and I think I'm like almost on like part 3 now. So it's one of those things where it's like, wow, I totally forgot all these things were in the book. Like seriously, I probably like I said, intro- I probably read Interview the Vampire when I was about 13. But I will say that Queen of the Damned is still my favorite book of all time. Like I love that book. I used to reread it like all the time. I haven't done it in a while, so after Into the Vampire, I will be rereading Queen of the Damned again. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty busy, so I haven't been actually reading. I've been doing audiobooks and listening to it and doing things at the same time, whether it's cleaning, working, walking, driving. Yeah, I really like listening to audiobooks. I think it's just been something that I can do at the same time, so it's been really great. Anywho, so we are gonna rewatch Enter the Vampire, season 2, episode 6, and hopefully this time nothing will go wrong and everything will be okay. I'm really hoping so. Anyways, let's get started. All right, let's see. I'm I don't even remember what happens in this episode. All right, let's go. Inside look of the episode. Also, I figured out a way, I think, anyways, to split my audio so that I don't have to worry about making the audio so low and my audio so high and doing all that stuff. And I can actually change it. We'll see. Oh, same precise. Okay, I do remember what happened. I'm really excited. I'm hoping this works because, like I said, I split the audio and it should work now. Like the light which God made the world before he made light.
How did I get the tapes? There was no postage on the package with the tapes. Rashid. The bylaws of my co-op say only the mailman can have the key that opens up all the mailboxes. So did you guys get to my mailman? Huh? I usually give him a little something for Christmas, but I mean, if he's in on it, then I'm thinking, do I still have that obligation?
I mean, yeah.
Rashid?
Listen, be nice to the mailman. You don't know what they've done to him.
I'm going to the bathroom.
On call, before you turn it in, they will pay you handsomely for your manuscript and bury it. You won't even see a galley proof. It's all going to come out soon enough, and there's a number of us in the Order who think better it happens with Daniel Malloy in paperback than the bumbling governments of the world.
What's the ask?
My superiors have a list, a few hundred questions they'd like you to weave into your interview, and I'm professionally charged to press you to include them.
And apart from your charge?
I think it would be disastrous. I think you've been masterful. I think...
Is it like dry there? Both their eyes are like bloodshot and they're not vampires.
How's the soap, Agent Rashid?
We should be returning now.
Mr. Malloy would like to stay alive, Rashid.
Then perhaps he should have thrown the tapes away when he found them in his mailbox.
Why is it that some of them have green eyes and some of them have brown?
I don't pretend.
They have green, brown, green.
What is it?
A flaccid full-length play based on nothing other than the superficial observation.
Is it based on what their eye colors were before?
Strange. I remember you...
What is the end of the world?
Okay.
I've lived now
Since time has passed, we now know that there's Critic Choice Awards happening. And I know there's a lot of kind of discussion around like Jacob Anderson not getting nominated and that it was like Lestat basically that the only one who got nominated, and he's technically not in a lot of this episode or the season. But if I was gonna say a sporting character, I think Santiago should have gotten a nomination as well. I think Jacob Anderson 100%. He's the only person's name I can seem to remember at the moment. I mean, I can remember their character's name. I can't remember what their actors' names are.
Wishes to invite him to attend the premiere.
A lovely mission. Of course, the difficulty is communications with your esteemed patron occur only one way.
Asking when was the last time they were in communication?
Maybe ask, when was the last time you spoke with him?
Wait, hers technically would be brown too. I mean, they're kind of green.
Lapse in communication.
There hasn't been a lapse in communication, has there?
On that point, I haven't been authorized to divulge.
Get on with it. The day, the hour, the minute you last spoke with Lestat de Lioncourt.
Telegram. New Orleans, Louisiana, early February 1940.
Merci, Monsieur Roger.
I mean, this is something to be weird to be obsessed with, finding the answer. Why are some of their eyes brown and some of them green and some of them are like obviously like blue?
Diaries are friends of last resort. I have found one not made of paper and glue. Fuck these vampires. That's her last entry, unless you're sitting on more of those ripped out pages.
You have everything we have. Unless you're sitting on something behind your encrypted
Oh,
laptop?
Madeline.
oh.
Claudia's immortal and beloved. Not yet immortal.
Note to self, everything related to Claudia from this point forward is without written corroboration.
Just our memories of her.
A little more vermouth next time, Rashid?
I can make another.
No, it's good. It's just his were better.
But even Armand, like, why not?
Allez-y, faites vos dessins très ingénieux.
Arrête le lambin, on arrête de revenir, d'accord, hein?
Hmm. I mean, does her neighbor even care? Or he's just like, I don't want to get involved. Sometimes you just don't feel bad for people, you know?
Go. Sit down. I'm gonna clean up. And then we can talk. Pull up a chair. Let's start again.
I'd like a couple months
Louis,
where you don't tear things down
This is
or
Madeline.
fuck things up. I had you
that
covered.
lavender dress I wore a while back. She's funny, she's blunt, and it's a long story, but I killed in front of her.
I mean,
Of course you did.
And she sat in the
Laying
corner
it
and
out
watched
there.
while I bundled up bodies. Didn't cry, didn't get flustered. And since then, we've been talking.
Is it romantic?
No, not yet.
oh, not yet. Oh, I remember what I said last time.
Or Armand is mine?
I mean, you could.
I've been a
Both
third
things can be true.
all my life. Not saying that to fight, just saying
Okay, I was saying this earlier about how in the book she's actually younger, but here she's like
one thing
older-ish. And this relationship, instead of being like,
a weird white lady I met by happenstance.
it's kind of like being sisters, lovers. But I think that's what Anne Rice said of Lestat, that he was her alter ego, her lover, you know, all the things. Can you be everything to everyone? Guess.
You want a companion?
A companion. Okay. Guess anyone can be a companion.
She does.
Trampled on the laws and I am to reward her for it? To every vampire a dressmaker?
They'll bitch at the moon, mock you in their coffins, but she never fit in. They won't miss her. You think you're happy with me now? Can you imagine me without the burden of her?
You know, I mean, this would have been so much better because then everyone could have lived and everything could have moved forward.
Respectfully.
If they had just allowed
Respect comes without a shield.
Claudia to have Madeline, them go live off away somewhere, and then Louis and Armand would have been good, would have been together. I guess if you understand why the motivation of why the book was created, then you know the series of events that have to happen. Because this was the grieving process of like putting it into a story, you know? Oh, I remember what I said about this too. So basically, I was saying like this would have been so weird if she was like a 5-year-old. But technically, I guess like back in the day, there were like 5-year-olds who were doing this, so it could happen.
Tu vas manger des humains comme tu manges ta pomme? Une par nuit, aucune pitié pour l'enfant, la mère, l'invalide.
Je suis un humain et j'aime ma nourriture. Quand je serai un vampire, est-ce que j'aimerais ma nourriture?
Comment choisiras-tu qui tu es?
Je tuerai sur les bords. Les faibles d'abord. Et occasionnellement,
Okay,
je me livrerai à mes
another
appétits.
question that I have. My mind thinks a million and one, and this is what happens when you have ADHD brain. Obviously, I can't speak. Hold on, I need a drink water.
Jeune homme, there's been a war.
This is what happens when you have ADHD brain. When I watch things, um, my mind thinks of like a million questions when I'm watching things. Like I don't just watch shows; I just want to know things and know more and more. And then I start googling random things, like the actors. Did were the when these actors were hired? Was speaking French a part of the requirement, or was it something that they learned for the part? I'm assuming this person spoke French because seems to have a better accent than the other ones. Does that make sense?
L'homme qui vivait en face, la Gestapo est venue le chercher. On a entendu un coup de feu quand la voiture a tourné au coin de la rue. Et la femme qui habitait plus bas, elle est morte de faim dans sa chambre, portait des vêtements très chics, devenait de plus en plus maigre jusqu'à ce qu'un jour, je regarde contre sa porte et elle était là.
Et que feras-tu dans quelques décennies, quand elle se jettera dans le feu? Parce qu'elle le fera.
When she throws themselves in the fire. Maybe she won't. I mean, maybe they'll throw each other in the fire and go together. Everyone needs a Thelma to their Louise.
Projections are our aesthetic.
Or a crutch.
I am the director, directing. A play is a map for production.
No, a play is the script. And there are no mentions in this script of projections. That's your cue, Sam.
You know, I've done things with projections before, and I mean, in my mind, it turned out differently, and I'm hoping it works how I thought. But projections are quite tricky.
You're going to do it?
Yes.
When?
Tonight?
It's forbidden. Claudia does not want his blood.
She doesn't have an alternative.
We could fail. The woman could turn into one of those drooling revenants you saw back in...
Did we ever? Oh, I mean, they kind of said in the show that they thought that it was something in the blood in the war that made the remnants.
I cannot keep it closed anymore.
I want you to come.
I think that was the idea, that it was something about the environment created the remnants, not the blood. Or is it because they're forcing something or they weren't doing it right? Is that kind of what's implied?
Are you asking?
Again, million and one questions.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Make sure we're not bothered. Yeah?
Oh.
Claudia drank with reverence. I drank with obligation. Disjointed fragments of Madeline's life filled my head, carried on the warm current of her blood.
Sometimes you just see, like, even just characters and just thinking, wow. I mean, there were like happy moments, but then there was like such sad moments.
The anguish of an unexpected death. The rage and humiliation of a trial by mob.
Trial by mob. See? And like,
But amongst the pastiche of war and desire, beauty and damage, I saw Claudia. In an impossible afternoon light she could never survive in.
do we ever actually stop trial by mobs? Because I feel like we've just moved online. You know? You know?
Resplendent. Rendered even more beautiful by her beholder.
Oh.
And I knew then, with all certainty, she would be a better companion to Claudia than I ever had.
I could have fought. They might have killed me. Hunted the three of you down. Caught you, burned you. I don't know if it will satisfy their might be hostilities or the first bloodless vampire coup.
I just struggle with this so much because Armand is such a powerful vampire, and I'm thinking,
They gave me a choice.
like,
I chose.
why?
That's what you said to me, right?
Why doesn't
Standing
he?
in my blood, stroking my hair.
Why doesn't he even try?
You know it is.
I don't know.
That's my memory of it. But you were there too. Maybe there's something I missed, or maybe there's something you put in.
Something I missed?
This is too important a moment in our story for these games.
Oh, is there a game being played?
Mm-hmm. Go on. Speak
You've
your mind.
remembered what you did to yourself in San Francisco. Why did I owe you my one act of cowardice?
I mean, it's not that he
series
wasn't
of
weak. It's just that he's a coward, apparently.
Abhorrent consequences that
Makes
followed.
sense. Which would be hard to live with. And I can see how you'd probably want to hide that from the world. Yeah,
I spent
right?
the rest of my life trying to make up for it. I'll never make up for it.
I feel you too, Madeline.
I told Claudia I can feel your love her. We should see him once more.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad we did this.
I can feel you too. Through him. Yes, he loves you.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get the hell out of my soul.
Wow.
He gets enough affection. I don't need his head getting too big to get out the door.
Making a stretch. Why don't we another? Love.
Because today, we're turning our lurid spotlight on ourselves. I stand before you in broad
Judge and jury.
daylight at this first ever matinee at the Théâtre des Vampires to perform for your salacious gratification. Us. Are you ready, you filthy animals? The jury may be seated.
Iniquitous. Wow, such big words. I need a dictionary. Jesus. Back on the stage again. Wow. Okay. So, there we have it. Okay, so the trial happens. You know, I'm just like, again, Madeline, like, I think her whole life has just been like one big trial, you know? I feel bad for her the most in this moment because I'm like, she's just trying to live. trying to savor the moments and just be. And every single time something happens, and here she is on public trial. You know? I don't know. But maybe that is a thing, because even for the small moment that they had together, she was happy. And in the other moments, like even in her like memories and stuff, she still had moments of happiness with great sadness, but still moments of happiness. So, I don't know. I just yeah. This is so hard. And I kind of like the dynamic between her, because they're everything. They're in a summary, they are like the perfect companions. They're friends, they're sisters, there's lovers. They're they're not a mother and daughter though. I don't see that. I see that more like younger sister, older sister kind of thing, kind of relationship. But companions nonetheless. And even Louis, I wonder in that moment when Louis realizes how he feels for her, because he didn't actually say it, but I think I heard the implication that he understood that in the moment he thought he would be sad when Claudia left, but maybe the sadness is not that she left, but that he was losing his his progeny basically. And it made me think, like, in that moment, was he then realizing how much Lestat actually cared for him, and how he probably had that same feeling, and that's probably why it pushed him to not wanting him to leave or having them leave him? I don't know. I think in that moment, he just had a deep understanding for Lestat and their relationship, and probably how much he felt for him. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Anyways, thank you for watching. Comment below, what do you think of this episode? And are you like me? Do you think that Armand, if he had decided not to be a coward, and maybe that isn't really a choice, a coward is just who he is, do you think if Armand had decided to fight and choose Louis over them, that he could have done it? Oh, what do you think? Anyways, I'm gonna edit this up and post it right away, and I will be watching and recording the other videos again, and hopefully we don't have an issue like we did last time. Anyways, thank you again so much. Don't forget to like, comments, and subscribe, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.